No one saw this coming, but there may be a way that Koby Altman can get out of the second apron and acquire a new star for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hey everybody, welcome back to Cavs Digest. Billy BB with you. Excited to bring you the latest episode. Just got back from the Guardians game. Got to give a huge shout out to Carlos Santana. Got the offense back on track. He had a grand slam. It was the 15-year anniversary of his debut, so that was wild and always fun to have the Guardians. I'm not a baseball fan, not a Guardians fan, sorry, but that was a good time and good to have them back on track. Today's episode, awesome, because we're going to dive into two problems or two things the Cavaliers can get done that we may not have seen them being able to do this, specifically Koby Altman doing this. And we got to shout out Evan Damerol. It'll be his idea and his trade that we're basing this off of. Evan all over Cavs coverage. He's been with Right Down Euclid. He's been with Locked On Cavs. I think he's shifting a little bit as far as jobs, so give Evan Damerol a follow. Today is a great reason why you want to subscribe, because you are going to subscribe and be locked in with us, and you'll know what getting out of or being around this second apron means to me. Because when the Cavaliers season ended, I hopped right on this channel, I got right in your face, and I told you, because the Cavaliers are on the second apron, they can't do anything. That it's going to be very difficult to do anything. Now, I am at a point where they are able to do things, not only make trades and get big stars, but get out of the second apron, not operate in it, get out of it. That's what Evan Damerol came up with, so we're going to break that down. So as always, subscribe, and it's just better when we hear from you guys. I love the comment. Matt, love the comments. So jump in, get after it. We love that more than just us, again, getting in your face, letting you know this, that, or the other, reporting the latest with the Cavs. It's great to have you guys down in the comments. So I've stressed it since the Cavaliers season ended. They're operating in the second apron. That means every dollar you go up is tripled, quadrupled, quintupled, whatever all those terms are, getting into the 10s, the 11s. The example I've always given, and I quoted it from the John Hollinger article in The Athletic, you re-sign Ty Jerome for that $10 million amount that you're allowed, it'll actually be worth $60 million to you, specifically to Dan Gilbert. Shout out Dan Gilbert. So Koby Altman has to make trades that drop them down. You've heard a million Darius Garland trades. That's specifically because they had to do that in the case of dropping down money-wise. We're finally not going to talk about Darius Garland or a Darius Garland trade. So Evan Damerol threw this trade out there. Very, very interesting. And again, he said in his tweet that not only will the Cavaliers get, the guys that you can see in the tweet, but they would be able to get out of the second apron, be out of that second group where you're just getting tax on tax on tax on tax on tax. It's a huge deal. You obviously get DeMar DeRozan, a young Keon Ellis, and a first-round pick from the Knicks, which the Nets own. The Nets get Okoro and a second-rounder. I don't love that for them, but I guess I'm not really jumping in on too much of the Knicks vibe of this. And then the Kings get DeAndre Hunter and a Cavaliers second-round pick, which is kind of really all they have to give. So you get DeMar DeRozan, and you get out of that second apron. You can see the Cavaliers, dropping down money-wise a little bit there, and they'll get out of the hole, and such a big deal to not be operating in that second apron. And again, if you have subscribed, if you have followed, you understand to me and to the Cavaliers what it means to be in that second apron. So to get out of it, that's one thing. And then to acquire a DeMar DeRozan, a talented scorer that we just haven't been able to see in playoff basketball action in a while, is a whole different animal. Now, difficult trade here, right? Before we get to DeAndre Hunter, we stick with DeMar DeRozan. Another good year for him. One of the better players on the Kings. Hasn't really slowed down much despite being 35 years old. Just a good scoring guard, not necessarily a three-point shooter. I've always noted that about him, that despite being a shooting guard, technically, he's not a great three-point shooter. Just I don't even want to say microwave, but just an efficient scorer of the basketball. That's what he's been his entire career. He's had to take some second or third roles lately, but I think he could be a real source of scoring for you, and especially in this last playoff series against the Pacers where you ran out of bodies, it could be a very big deal to have a guy like DeMar DeRozan, right? This is a really talented, well-respected, good player within NBA circles. The question for Cavs fans, and again, we've broken the trade down, is do you want to give up DeAndre Hunter, right? This was the steal at the NBA trade deadline. This was their final chip to place. I thought he had some good moments in the playoffs. I thought he was what you expected him to be at times during the playoffs. However, hurt, inconsistent, both scoring and just being on the floor. I don't think he always sticks out a heavy amount, but good size at 6'8". We know he plays good enough defense. He was in the Sixth Man of the Year conversation with DeRozan, has been in and out of that for the past couple of years. So I guess the question for Cavs fans first, because I think we know what DeMar DeRozan is at this point, and it would be great to acquire him. How comfortable are you giving up somebody like DeAndre Hunter? There's so much excitement around this guy, and I feel like he delivered enough. I was never overly stressed with him. I don't love that he got hurt. If you watch this channel, you know I can kind of hold that against these guys sometimes. But how would you feel in general, not even for DeRozan, I guess, but in general, parting with DeAndre Hunter? Is he a trade chip to you? Secondly, how big of a deal is it to you for the Cavaliers to get out of that second apron? Because I do want to note, you get out of that second apron, you are now free to make other moves, right? So getting Ty Jerome back, extending a Sam Merrill, extending a Dean Wade, making another trade on top of what you've already made. Put you back in the apron maybe, but hey, you're willing to pay for that already. Now you get out and can get back in, and now you've got DeRozan and Jerome and Valanciunas, another big, or a big to go with them. I mean, there's so many options. So the questions loom. How do you feel about DeMar DeRozan, right? That's a big one. That could be number one that I'm asking people. Number two, DeAndre Hunter. How comfortable are you with DeAndre Hunter already being gone? I mean, really, that would be half a season. You gave up a lot. He's your final trade chip, as I said, really strong trade chip, and he's gone. And third, with Koby Altman, how important is it to you as a Cavs fan to get out of the second apron? Because we've been on this channel hammering over and over and over again. You can't do much in the apron. There's not much you can do. Trades are difficult. Signings are difficult. Extensions are difficult. Koby Altman's put you in a tough spot. Dan Gilbert's getting you out of trouble. Now, you're out of it. You get DeRozan. You also get a first-round pick with the Knicks in this trade, but, you know, that's all here or there. And I guess I should include, you know, Isaac Okoro was in that Damerall trade, so you can leave your thoughts on Isaac Okoro going to the Nets also. But this was very interesting. A lot of interesting things are happening with the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason, and we're going to have you up to date. Just subscribe. It's all free. It's coming your way, and we'll be here with you on Cavs Digest.